because we have nothing else to do in this game.
Oh, we're streaming?
Oh yeah. Because we're gonna talk
So,
the Destiny stream.
I had an exciting day. I got a haircut.
Ooh, I was supposed to do that, but I didn't.
Why didn't you, Keith? What's your excuse?
I don't know. Because didn't feel like it.
Oh. Well, that's a decent reason. Where are we going?
I think I'm gonna
I remember what the war mind is.
I don't. I'm gonna use the I'm gonna use Bad Juju in celebration of it getting year 2 bump. Unlike the Gallarhorn.
Yeah, I'm gonna probably sport last word once we get to where we're going, because I have to go into my app and figure that out. Alright, so let's talk about that. Keith, you at this point were able to re-watch the stream, or how did that go?
I just really listened to it at work. I haven't been able to watch it yet, but I caught bits and pieces of what they were showing.
So, what stood out to you the most?
For me, the thing I'm most excited about, as someone who's collecting all the exotics, is the exotic blueprints. So there's a page where I can see everything that I'm going to the far one, you do the close one. I'm most excited to be able to see everything in my inventory and be like, alright, I don't have this, you know. And then, moreover, because I have the blueprints in that screen now, I can dismantle an exotic and still have access to it for the cost of like a shard in Glimmer or something.
Yeah, I think it was 1 shard and 250 Glimmer. So basically, like,
let's check it out.
Not much.
No, and especially considering if you dismantle an exotic, you get a shard. It's just kind of like trading where your shards are going, you know? Like, theoretically, you could have 1 shard and just have 1 gun out at any time, and that would be fine. As long as you've collected them.
I think what that's a sign of is, I'm not sure that Destiny recognized that they were making a collecting game.
Yeah.
Which is really weird, because I think that any loot-based game becomes a collections game. However, it seemed to happen a little bit more than they expected in Destiny.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you listen to interviews, they're like, we had no idea people were going to put this amount of time into this game, and it's mostly because people are just trying to get all the weapons, you know? Because, like, theoretically, if you just wanted to see all the content this game had, you would put, like, you know, 70 hours in it maybe and then be done. While there's tons of people that are into thousands of hours. I don't know where you are, but I need to be revived. Because I'm using a shit gun.
Okay, I'm getting last word to have some fun. Or should I play with Suros? Not last word.
I don't know. I clearly am not taking this too seriously as I died to like 1.5 Vandals.
1.5 Vandals? Alright, so Keith, for me, the thing that stood out the most was the fact that, and this hasn't been proven yet,
or confirmed, but it more or less seems that they nerfed Gallarhorn and then made it useless, which kind of doesn't make any sense to me. Like, if you're gonna nerf it, you'd think that it's being carried on.
Yeah, it kind of feels like they're like, let's soften this blow by telling everyone that we're nerfing it, when in reality it doesn't matter at all because it's not a top tier gun anymore. So yeah, get more into it, I mean, they've made most exotics useless.
Yeah, that's the way it seems to me. I mean, at the same time, it really I'm not sure that if if they had made most of them not useless, I guess the other option would be to have a bunch more that you could get, and that your collection becomes huge, right?
Yeah.
But if they didn't do that,
I feel like we would all be pretty disappointed with Destiny Year 2 if we had everything really, really quickly, right?
Yeah. I mean...
I forgot it's light switch.
Yeah, that's why I got fucked.
So I just resurrected.
I forgot it's light switch as
What were you
well.
saying?
I gotta switch my weapon. Protect me! I'm just going hand cannon.
I'm just last wording.
Yeah, so it's weird. I don't even know what to think. I guess the big takeaway with the exotics is most of them are just collector's items at this point because they're not gonna get the level. There's no way to upgrade them to level 2 damage, year 2 damage. So it's just like there's no real point in having them once you have access to better gear.
Right.
Like at level 34, they're great to have, but at level 40, it's like rocking a green gun. Almost.
Yeah, it's like half power.
Yeah, it's 160 versus 280.
Which the equivalent here would be...
Well, no, so 160 is 365. Or like 331 or something. Or let's call it 320, so it's kind of like they've divided into 2 to make it easier. So if it's 320, then... I died again.
Alright, come get you.
Fucking light switch.
Anything around? Oh shit.
This was a horrible decision, by the way. I had multiple bounties that I was almost done with. Light switch sucks, especially when you're not playing like light switch is on. But yeah, so if that's the case, then 280 is like 560 damage. We'll call it 500, you know, because we don't know exactly what it is. But it's like significantly more. Just proving that, you know, Galahorn is useless, like you said. More ways than one.
Yeah, I mean, I actually don't care. Because to be honest, as the one person in our group that really had Galahorn for an extended period of time, it got pretty boring to just be the guy with Galahorn. If that makes sense?
Yeah.
Sometimes it's not as fun. I get that that's... So says the person with Galahorn, right? But I'm pretty happy, for example, right now, to be rocking things like Last Word, right?
Well, yeah, Last Word's nice, because you never get to use it, and it's getting the year 2 bump.
Yep, which is huge.
So the Suros Regime bump looks gigantic, because that's a pretty cool gun that got nerfed pretty hard early on after being people's favorite gun in the game.
Yeah, well, it got nerfed because people were abusing it on PvP. Like, it was the thorn before hand cannons got the bump. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of annoying though. Like, it seems like they're just like, screw it, almost every gun is useless. We're starting from scratch. You know,
yeah,
like,
that's pretty much what happened.
And it's like, I know that they have, I know that they gave us that like consumable that'll take a player from 0 to 25 once. Why don't they just give us something like that to like take one gun, you know? Like just one gun. Come on, just our choice. Knowing that Galahorn has been
pretty compelling, actually.
Knowing that Galahorn has been nerfed, allow some people to take Galahorn, but it's kind of annoying that they're just like, everything you've done is pointless. Save all your weapons so you can dismantle them, so you get like a rep package, but that's about it. You know, like. But I think pros outweigh the cons. On this, just Okay, I'm very just a weird coincidence. Never mind. Anyway, I think they did enough, like, did enough right, you know, to make up for it. But it feels like I'm starting from square one, which I'm not necessarily that happy about.
Yeah, I mean, I understand.
So, what were some other things that they talked about besides just guns and exotics in general? Brother?
I think that. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can.
Yeah, so I think that the other stuff that was really big was, okay, so the gunsmith, this is kind of being downplayed, but I think that's pretty cool. I'm gonna promote you, Keith, and we can go ahead and do the weekly.
Alright, we'll do it. Cool.
And I will switch back to Gallahorn because it's still the best thing in the game.
So this has small arms on it, I believe. So feel free if you would like.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah,
I'll give it a try. I'll last word it, and if I die too much, then we'll know.
Yeah, I need to not die.
I do, however, need to have a flaming. I need the give-take equation. I'll grab from somewhere else.
There's no solar here, so whatever.
What'd you say?
There's no solar.
No, but the wizards are the things that are really fucking annoying. And
Yeah.
the wizards have solar shields, right?
That is correct. Why doesn't it just stick us in someone who needs help from 2 people to beat the final boss? As much as I love playing, sometimes I just like to get in and out, you know?
Yeah. Okay.
So, gunsmith.
So the gunsmith, I thought was pretty cool. So the gunsmith finally is gonna be able to be leveled up, and you're also gonna be able to purchase things from him, which I found pretty compelling, like for the future. So you can every week. My understanding is he'll have a few different options of. You know, this week the heavy weapon is this specific weapon.
Yeah.
And you can basically order it for what they're calling, I forget what, like gun day or something, but every Wednesday he'll get in packages that you could have bought during the previous week. And I find that to be a fun little new thing. So, you know, every week there'll be a reset and he'll get new weapons and you can decide if you want what he's selling.
Yeah. So I also, when I was listening to it, I thought they said something about being able to, like, basically rent a gun from him, do bounties with it, and then, like, earn the right to keep the gun. I don't...
Something like that for sure was said. By the way, really quick, with this mission, I saw someone else do this the other day, and I'm very behind you. Take the Sparrow the entire way to... You already got off your Sparrow, so you can't do it. But the entire way through the next room. So I started doing that. It works very well.
Yeah, well, our guy, I was right next to him and he respawned, so... Through that room is just gonna fuck me, though.
No, I started doing it. If you stay to the right, you can do it. And I'll cover your back.
I know, but I can't die.
Oh, because you're doing... Okay.
I would rather us just... I'm gonna die. I'm just trying to get the stupid 9,000 experience bounty.
I feel you. What's the angle with that? Just because you want to be a completionist, or do you have something you're
I am frantically doing bounties in hopes of getting a exotic bounty for
Which one?
Invective before September 15th.
Oh, because it has a year 2.
No, it's just I don't know how those are gonna work, you know? Like, I don't know how that'll work with year 2. I don't know what's gonna happen with Invective. And it's the last It's the last of the exotic bounties that I need. I don't know. I don't know.
So which one are you finishing up? What was it again?
So I'm finishing up
remember
super
hearing
good
about the
advice.
Okay, super good advice as a perk seems amazing.
I don't even know what it is, to be honest.
So I guess, and I knew that gun
Gun existed, but I didn't know.
No one deployed the ghost.
This shit?
No, he stood there.
Super good advice says almost all of the bullets.
That do not hit the target,
Yeah,
return to your
yeah.
barrel.
Yeah,
That's
I
pretty
remember
awesome.
now. It is. It's supposed to be terrible, but I don't care because the exotic, not the perk itself, just the gun. Because they say the kickback is so bad that it's like borderline unusable.
Oh yeah.
I'm having real issues with aim here. But I don't know. I'm just I would like to get all the year 1 exotics before year 2, just so I can have it, and like, you know, the things that do get the year 2 boost, I'll have to begin with, and then the things that don't, I won't risk never getting them.
You're being a true Destiny player, and you are collecting. That is all you're doing, yeah?
Yeah, I'm collecting, and I want to be able to collect. And I don't know how year 2 is going to affect my ability to get some of these guns.
Can you? I feel you.
I'm sure you can.
Is it possible to get them? They just don't have the year 2 boost.
Yeah, I mean, and plus I want to get them when they're semi-relevant. Like, even if just for like,
So you got, like
a couple
3 more
days.
weeks.
Yeah. I'd rather not get them after the fact.
Oh my god, this is just annihilating those things. But I'm still gonna die. I'm gonna die.
I got my
I was
unstoppable, now I don't
Poor
care.
decisions. Unstoppable?
That's the bounty for the... Alright, one of those guys is down.
Oh shit, I'm out of ammo. I just made a really bad decision.
Whatever.
Luckily, I was able to beat down the dude.
Primary ammo.
I'm so bad at playing and talking.
Are you?
Oh yeah.
I feel like you're doing a pretty good job. I was
No,
doing the same, but
I'm
better
just
this
letting
time.
you guys
Better than usual.
do the work. So
I'm getting attacked.
yeah, me too. Yeah, I'm certainly not as focused as I hope to be when we raid tomorrow. So yeah. Other things that I think are worth mentioning. That, like, when I talked about the exotic blueprints, I kind of failed to mention the fact that they're also doing that for emblems and shaders and ships. So you'll be able to see what you don't have, you'll be able to see how you get them, and they won't take up vault space, which coincidentally has been pretty much doubled, but with that fact, more than doubled, really.
Oh yeah, way more than double that, actually.
Yeah.
Right? When you consider, like, most of what I'm keeping is that shit.
I died.
Fuck. I forget what it's like to have a non-tracking rocket.
Yeah, my legendary one tracks.
That's awesome.
Well, I
I'm
mean,
just using some whatever random one I had set up, so
yeah,
it's not even my good legendary one.
I know. I've been, for no reason at all, just upgrading all of my legendaries because I just have nothing to do.
Well, it's good that we're now at year 2, right?
Well, yeah, because that brings into the other thing. All these legendaries we can dismantle for legendary marks, which are replacing Crucible and Vanguard marks.
And I am officially, even though everyone says this won't work, I'm keeping all my engrams right now. I don't know if you're gonna do the same.
Yeah, Well, I might use them to... Like, blue ones I might use to level up, like, my Cryptarch till, like, just before being the next level.
Oh, that's pretty smart.
I don't know.
Just
well,
don't get to the next level. Get to the verge.
Yeah. Because they'll give us new things. But yeah, I don't necessarily understand how we get Vanguard marks. I mean, legendary marks. Do we get them the same way we always have?
Just, my understanding is legendary marks are a combination of Vanguard and Crucible marks.
Yeah.
So however you would get those, you're now just getting legendary marks instead.
Yeah, I guess my only thing though is that they were like touting the fact that you can get them from dismantling your legendaries, but if you get them the same way as you get like Vanguard marks, then I just don't give a shit. Like,
yeah, you can have an infinite amount. Oh my god, he's chasing me.
Yeah, so I guess my question is, are they gonna be more are they gonna be rarer? Like,
No, I do not believe they will. The point was you can get way more.
Okay.
You don't need to kill this motherfucker.
So then I better get more than one mark for dismantling a legendary. Like, you used to get a Mode of Light. Much better than a fucking mark. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm playing a little
too intensely.
No, a little haphazardly.
Oh.
And I'm shooting like shit with my icebreaker. Alright, fine.
I'm just doing full last word till I run out.
Alright. Oh, you know what I meant to do?
What's up?
I meant to... Oh, Jesus. Shouldn't stay on the ground. I meant to get 42 chest from Barracks for my hunter, so then I could finally use Celestial Nighthawk on a boss. But I kind of want to wait until there's solar burn to use it on a boss.
I don't quite follow. What's the 42 chest?
I want a full 42 chest armor so I can use Celestial Nighthawk and still be 34.
I thought there was something called a level 42 chest.
No.
Like something I had missed from the stream yesterday.
Yeah, no.
So this takes way longer without Gallahorn. That's okay.
Alright, I'll use some Gallahorn bullets. I might as well when I still have them. I hate that if I have a legendary rocket and then I switch to Gallahorn, it only gives me 3 if I have 7.
Yeah.
That's such BS.
Yeah, that sucks.
Oh, I love you. Whatever, I'm gonna use... Hopefully I have it. I probably don't. I do not have heavy ammo synthesis.
I always have like 200 of them.
Well, the
I have so many left over.
I need to split them between my characters. For sure.
I just leave them in the vault.
Well, yeah, I'm not gonna fucking get it right now, though. You know, I'm SOL.
This is so annoying. It's just fucking such a sponge.
I'm not even...
Such a damage sponge.
The most annoying thing is precision damage on Bogoth.
Damn it. Missed him with a grenade. Yeah, it's his fucking belly.
Yeah,
I get like 1100 if I hit it. I'm getting about 700 otherwise. What the hell is hitting me? Oh, I'm out of ammo. I really love this
Alright, this is not worth it.
give-take equation.
Yeah, it's a really good gun.
It's surprising given that it was just sold by
I get 1480 with precision with Dreg's Pride.
Hell yeah.
Finally, the abomination has been destroyed.
Dude, I hate that abomination. Oh man, I played like junk.
Of the dark has been slain.
I don't really care though.
Another atrocity
Alright, I got 3 of my bounties. I would have had 4 if I didn't die.
growing among the darkness. I fear we may find
I
out.
would have had 4.
Sorry, dude.
I don't care. It's not a big deal. I just want my
Not a big deal.
invective bounty. But yeah, alright. I mean, overall thoughts, Ryan.
Oh, I'm super excited. I think that, oh, the one thing we didn't mention that I'm excited about is actually being able to buy legendaries from Cryptarch.
Oh,
I
yeah.
also think that they're doing a lot of work. It's very clear that we were talking, given how much better he did than us.
Oh my god. That's hilarious. I was gonna call him out for sucking.
And so it was clear to me that there's going to be a lot more strategy
Yep.
that you can align with. It seemed, and I don't think this was confirmed, that they have different priorities. So if you're with one faction that might be defensive oriented and solar oriented, another faction is attack and void, and they didn't get too much into this, but that's the way it seemed to point, specifically because all these new perks that you can gather, well, one is your class items now have perks, and your ghosts now have perks, and additionally, the legendaries seem to have much more specific perks. So one example was if you have a solar subclass activated, you get more armor with this chest piece.
Yeah.
Right? So that's a lot more specific than any of the perks that the game had in year 1.
Yep.
Which I think will mean that we'll actually be incentivized to have multiple. You know how we started to collect weapons based on what the burns would be on the Nightfalls?
Yeah.
Well, we'll also be doing that with armor now. And I think that we'll be doing it with, you know, something like maybe there's one event or one level that's super intense, and you'll be willing to lower your damage significantly in favor of increasing your armor, for example.
Yeah.
And I don't think we're gonna get there right out the gate with year 2, but as a trajectory, I think that's really smart to make it more and more niche, because that further incentivizes collecting, right?
Oh yeah, I know. I'm excited about that specifically. To collect armor and be like, oh, I'm doing a Nightfall, I need to put this on. You know, it's more stuff that I can go after and put like a purpose, you know, on what I'm doing, you know.
Absolutely.
But
I mean, that actually gets to another thing they talked about, Keith, which is the fact that they talked about 2 things. One is you should always be getting experience. So now you can actually get to level 40 by just sucking and playing a ton.
oh yeah, we didn't talk about that.
What I just did literally did nothing for me, right?
Yeah.
I had already done the weekly heroic. There was no point in me doing it. And I think what they were saying is that
I could actually level all the way up without raid gear just by doing the same thing over and over again. I'm sure it'll be much quicker for me to do it by doing the harder level stuff. But it does stink to do work and get nothing from it.
Oh.
And the truth is that in Destiny, the Destiny in-game, experience had nothing to do with it, right?
Yeah.
It was all about specific, you know, do this, then do that, and maybe you'll get the ability to buy a new piece of gear, and maybe that gear will level you up. And they're trying to do away with that and have the gear be more about building up your character to be the type of character you want and less about the level you want. One example, Keith, is right now I have some gear that I don't like that much, right? But it's level 40, it has 42 light, so if I want to be level 34, I better keep that. And the only way for me to be 34
is to either get a shitload of etheric light, which is really hard to come by, or to just use the gear that I get from doing level 32 Prison of Elders, and all that stuff is not really the best. There's much better stuff.
Yeah.
And I guess I can also get it from raid gear, but you know, defeating hard raids is not something we've been able to do because we don't have 6 really intense players to play with.
Yeah.
And we're antisocial, so we don't get on the different forums.
So the one thing though that I don't get, like I get what you're saying, but at the same time it's not like we can take any gear we want and then bring it all the way up to 280. You know? Like from my understanding anyway. There's specific gear that's like restricted till you're level 40. So it still seems like there is gear that like you're gonna have to use the stronger gear when you're doing the stronger stuff. Hopefully it just means there's more of a variety. But the one thing I don't understand, and I think this is where we'll leave it, is so cool. They're removing light from like your level. But then they're like, but light is still important. But they haven't really explained how it's important. Because to me, all it is a measure of how good your gear is, not the other way around. Like it, because when they're explaining it, they're like, their character was like one. I forget what it was like 272 or whatever. Like, if max light is 280, they were like 268, and that's because they had most of their items were 280 defense, but one of them was like 270 or like 250 or something like that. So to me, I don't understand why light exists at all. Like, I can see what defense my gear is. What, like, I just don't understand, because I thought that light made your gear stronger, but it seems like light is just a measure of how strong your gear is at this point.
Oh, interesting.
I don't know.
I hadn't paid close enough attention to that. What I will say though about, because you mentioned earlier, hopefully there'll be a greater collection of gear that you can use for high level stuff.
Yeah.
One change they made to get rid of etheric light, which I really like, is the ability to instead do what they called infusion, or infusing one piece of gear to another. They only showed it with a gun. I assume it'll work with armor, maybe not. I don't know if you have any further details on that, but basically,
I would want it to work with armor.
Right.
Look at my dead body.
And they showed. Where are you?
It made me respawn. Sorry, continue.
I see. So they showed you taking one gun and having it more or less eat a better gun. So if you really like a gun because you really like the perks, again, getting to the fact that the perks are much more detailed, much more specific, we're likely going to have far, far more specific builds for each of our, than we do now.
Yeah.
Right? Then if you're like, I really want to be an all defense oriented, solar warlock, well then you're going to be able to grab all that solar gear and you're like, well that only has this much light and this much, attack or whatever. And then again, they only showed it working with weapons, not sure about armor, but you could take those weapons with you, similar to what you could do with etheric light. However, you don't have to have a separate item. You can literally infuse the attack level of that weapon into your old weapon that you prefer. And I thought that was a pretty big upgrade.
Well, it is, but again, that's only with year 2 stuff. So you're still, like, everything I've collected is nothing except a handful of exotics. I don't know. Like, I think it's great, but it's like, I don't know. I love that etheric light is going to go by the wayside and that you can bring some close to like the highest level weapons up to the highest level. I'm going to need more information because it's still, to me, light seems pointless at this point, and they don't want to admit
Stop
it.
running. Come back to me. Actually, stay there.
Why?
Damn it.
Well, because we should just finish out by saying one last thing.
Which is what?
In 3 weeks, we won't be dancing like this anymore.
No, we won't. We could. Well, maybe I will. I might stick with this one. I don't know if I have a choice.
You like that one? I like your little jump. I'm not sure. I never liked mine.
Here, I'm gonna dance, and then why don't you push me off the edge? Can you? Keep doing it.
Let's try.
Keep pushing.
Future war cult, huh? Future war cult.
But it.
Now I'm on top of you.
Oh, look who died. Alright, that's a good place to end it.
Alright. Peace out.